Hi, my name is Dr. Victor Pena, and today I'd like to share with you 5 so-called health foods that could be stopping you from achieving your weight loss goals. I'm also going to share with you a somewhat unusual weight loss tip, a tip that's critical if you've tried diet and exercise before, only to lose weight and gain it right back. Mastering this one specific tip could get you down to your goal weight faster than you ever thought possible. It has nothing to do with medications, fad dieting, extreme cardio, support groups, willpower, or anything else you've likely already seen online. In fact, it's the single most important weight loss tip that I share with my clients. Clients who have finally lost their excess weight and regained control of their health and lives. And you'll see their amazing results in just a second. I know your time is valuable, so let's get started. The first health food that you should avoid is concentrated orange juice. The majority of the world has been conned by clever marketers and businessmen. Conned into thinking that starting every morning with a big glass of orange juice is the perfect way to start your day. The truth is, drinking a big glass of orange juice is one of the worst things you could do to your body. You probably would agree that drinking a soda for breakfast sounds pretty ridiculous, right? But did you know that concentrated orange juice actually contains more sugar than many sodas? Concentrated orange juice contains a type of sugar called high fructose corn syrup. When HFCS is ingested, it travels straight to the liver, which turns the tasty sugary liquid into fat. The strange thing is, HFCS doesn't cause the pancreas to produce much insulin, which normally acts as a hunger-quenching signal to the brain. So our bodies are tricked into a vicious cycle of eating food that gets immediately stored as fat and never feeling full. HFCS is associated with blood sugar problems, ADD or ADHD, depression, fatigue, indigestion, tooth decay, and most importantly, weight gain. The second so-called health food you should avoid are almost all nutrition bars found in local grocery stores. Nutrition bars like Luna bars, Nature Valley bars, Cliff bars, and even some power bars. Every one of them contains soy protein, which studies have shown can affect your thyroid hormones. And because thyroid hormones are critical in balancing weight gain and weight loss, anything that affects their function could potentially lead to weight gain around your midsection. If you're going to put the effort into trading a Snickers bar for a nutrition bar, look for nutrition bars containing whey protein rather than soy. Now, before I share with you the other 3 health foods that could be leading to the most weight gain and damage to your body, I'd like to share with you a somewhat unusual weight loss tip. It's the same tip that Elena, shown here, mastered to go from 206 pounds all the way down to a lean and, more importantly, healthy 120 pounds. Looking at her after picture, you'd never guess she'd once struggled with her weight. A little bit more about Elena. She was a personal trainer at 206 pounds and knew everything the popular media teaches about weight loss. Things you probably already know. Eat 6 small meals a day, eliminate carbs from your diet, never eat junk food like cookies, cake, and ice cream, run on the treadmill 5 days a week, and so on. In fact, Elena followed much of what she taught her clients, but her own weight wouldn't budge until she mastered the unusual weight loss tip I'll be sharing with you in this video. You'll also have access to the tip that Mary, a 40-year-old mom of 2, used to lose 51 pounds and drop from a size 18 to a size 8. Mary says, "This information truly saved my life. I was overweight and out of shape. My feet hurt constantly. I ate for emotional comfort. Within the first week, I had more energy and stopped craving sweets. And I feel better now than I even did in high school. I feel alive and energized. I've discovered that I am worth taking care of. And my reward for accomplishing my goal so far? Climbing Mount Sneffels, which is a 14,150-foot peak. And by the end of this presentation, you too will have the knowledge you need to lose the weight you want to lose. And you'll learn the mysteries behind why some can lose weight while others cannot. But before we continue, let me briefly tell you about myself. I have a medical degree from the world-renowned Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. I'm a certified nutrition chef, a certified nutrition coach. I have accredited lifestyle medicine training from both the Harvard Medical School Institute of Lifestyle Medicine as well as the Yale University School of Medicine. And I've been fortunate enough to have helped people all over the world lose weight and get healthy, without drugs and medication, I might add. I'm extremely passionate about learning how the human body works in regard to weight loss, and even more passionate about helping others take control of their own health and weight-related issues. So let's dive right in and talk about this unusual weight loss tip. A tip that you'll likely never learn from the mega-rich weight loss companies, who usually only care about one thing: your money. And you'll see exactly why in the next few minutes. I'd like to begin with a quick analogy by comparing your body to a car. Cars need gas for energy. We need food for energy. Both cars and humans need energy to function. Honestly, and unfortunately, most of us take better care of our cars than we do ourselves. The nice thing about cars is they have an abundance of gauges telling us what and when they need attention. We, however, didn't come with gauges and an owner's manual to tell us how to take care of ourselves. On a personal level, this leads to experimentation with ingesting food. Eat 6 small meals a day, or eat just 1 meal a day. Choose a low-fat diet, or choose a high-fat diet. Cut out all carbs, or go all protein. And the list of diet options goes on and on. The result of the experiment eventually leaves you looking and feeling very unhealthy. The important thing to hear is that it's actually not your fault. The odds of you and I staying healthy are pretty slim. The environment that we live in is full of pollution, pesticides, and a contaminated food supply. Would you eat your favorite breakfast cereal if you knew that it contained something called butylated hydroxytoluene, or BHT, which is a product also used in jet fuel and embalming fluid? Or can you imagine grilling your low-fat veggie burger if you found out that its main ingredient is monosodium glutamate, MSG, an ingredient known to cause severe headaches, nausea, and even an irregular heartbeat? Watch out, because foods that are often considered healthy and labeled as natural may contain many harmful chemicals that can lead to weight gain. Let me give you a tiny anatomy lesson that will shed light on the reason our bodies want to cling to fat instead of burning it off. And I promise I won't get too technical or boring. The human body is mainly concerned with survival, and the main operator in charge of this task is our brain. On the subconscious level, the single most important issue for the brain is energy. Food to the body, like gas to a car, is what we use for energy. The brain asks some pretty basic questions about how much food is available to eat and how hard it is to get that food. All of these questions share one common thread: survival. The inner workings of the subconscious brain, called the limbic system, takes these survival questions very seriously. But how is the subconscious brain supposed to know the answers? It doesn't have 2 eyes to look around to see what kind of food is available. And it doesn't know that in the 21st century, there's food on every street corner. What kind of gas gauge does the subconscious brain use? How does it know when to pull over and fill up the gas tank? The breakthrough that provided answers to these questions happened in 1994, when researchers discovered a mouse that never stopped eating. Among many side effects, including obesity and other health problems, the mouse began failing to survive. Researchers learned that this happened because the mouse wasn't producing a necessary hormone telling itself it was full. They named this new hormone leptin. They then synthesized the hormone and gave it to the mouse, at which time it stopped eating, lost its excess weight, and among many other things, began once again to not only survive, but to thrive. Let me explain in 3 basic steps how leptin works. Leptin resides in fat cells and functions to tell our brains how much energy we have. When leptin levels are low, we eat. In the case of the mouse, it never got the full signal and ate itself into a diseased state. Unlike the mouse that makes no leptin, in humans, the primary problem leading to obesity is not a lack of leptin, but rather a broken gas gauge due to pollution in our environment, pesticides, and most importantly, the tainted food we eat. The gauge is stuck close to empty, which causes a slow metabolism, even when you may have plenty of fat in storage. Unfortunately, your subconscious brain doesn't know how you look in the mirror. It bases your metabolic rate on its perception of leptin. If leptin isn't getting into the brain, your metabolism will run slowly, thinking it's potentially starving. This problem that occurs is called leptin resistance. When leptin resistance occurs, the subconscious brain thinks the current weight is the healthy weight, regardless of whether you're 20 or 100 pounds overweight. The brain's perception of leptin determines the set point for body weight. Take Elena, for example. Here she was, a personal trainer at 206 pounds. Elena had tried everything to lose weight. She tried eating 6 small meals a day, she tried cutting calories by skipping breakfast and lunch, and she tried many of the well-known diets, only to lose some weight and gain it right back. She was embarrassed and ashamed. Her self-confidence was at an all-time low, and she recalls falling into a deep depression. What Elena didn't realize was that her body's set point was at that 206-pound weight. And no matter how little food she ate, her body would do everything it could to cling to every ounce of fat she had. She was now officially on leptin's bad side, so to speak. And when this happens, an abundance of problems can ensue. Problems like obesity, fatigue, diabetes, depression, insomnia, poor metabolism, and the list goes on and on. The only way out of this vicious cycle is to know the steps you need to take to get leptin working for you and not against you. And the few people that do end up losing weight sort of luck into accidental balanced leptin levels without really knowing what's going on inside their body. Learning to master leptin is the most fundamental skill required for a healthy life. It's important not just for people who are struggling with weight. It's important for everyone. It's central to weight loss, as well as lowering all risk factors associated with heart disease. Problems with leptin are the #1 risk factor for heart disease, which subsequently is the #1 cause of death in America for both men and women. In fact, leptin receptors have even been found on the heart itself. Take a quick look at these two hearts. The one on the left is a healthy heart, where leptin is in proper balance. And the one on the right is a diseased heart, taken from an overweight person with leptin imbalance. It doesn't take a medical degree to see that the heart on the right is clearly in bad shape. So how exactly do you undo everything up to this point and get the master of all hormones working for you and not against you, helping you naturally get to your body's ideal weight? It's actually a very simple process. Give leptin what it wants, which is normal energy so you can survive. And as a side effect, you can lose weight, feel great, and have a higher quality of life. And you might be pleasantly surprised that you can restore balanced leptin levels while still enjoying foods like cookies, cake, ice cream, and pizza if you follow the easy principles I outline in my new book called The Venus Ratio. You see, the Venus Ratio is like an owner's guide for your body, showing exactly what you need to do to get leptin working for you, getting you to your goal weight as quickly and safely as possible, without starving yourself, without counting calories, and without doing hours of boring cardio. In fact, if you manage leptin correctly during the day, when you go to sleep, your body will actually enter a type of fat-burning mode, where it can burn fat from problem areas like the belly, hips, and thighs, which ultimately means you could wake up in the morning with a smaller waistline. Those that don't manage leptin well during the day tend to burn fat cells piled up too high in their blood, rather than burning fat from their actual problem areas. But don't just take my word for it. Have a look at some of the others who've gotten incredible results following the information in the Venus Ratio. Lacey lost 41 pounds and 7 inches off her belly by following the principles taught in the Venus Ratio system. Wanda lost 34 pounds and dropped 5 inches from just her waist. And Sherry lost so much weight from her belly, she was forced to buy a whole new wardrobe. And take a look at the many others who've lost weight and regained control of their health using the information in the full Venus Ratio system. Along with the Venus Ratio book, I've also created several other tools to help you get the most out of the full Venus Ratio system. You'll also get access to my fast food restaurant software, listing over 70 restaurants and 5,500 different foods. You'll be able to quickly see which foods are recommended and which aren't, allowing you to eat on the go and still lose weight. And don't worry, it's both PC and Mac compatible. I'll give you pre-created grocery lists, showing you the exact foods to get from the grocery store to achieve the quickest results. I'll give you introductory, beginner, intermediate, and advanced programs, created specifically to maximize caloric consumption and fat burning. And don't worry, it only takes about 15 minutes a day, and we provide you with 12 sample routines you can perform. The Venus Ratio measurements forms, so you can track your progress. Visibly seeing yourself lose weight each week is extremely motivating and exciting. And lastly, you'll get free lifetime updates. If I ever add anything new to the Venus Ratio, you'll get it completely free. Like I said earlier, I'm very passionate about learning how the human body functions, and I'm continuously improving my knowledge through certified medical trainings and accreditations. The more research I learn, the more I'll be able to share with you. I'm in this with you and want to see you not only lose the weight I know you can lose, but I want to see you live a longer, happier life. Okay, so how much is all of this going to cost, and where can you get a copy? I've spent over half my life studying and learning about the human body. I've read hundreds of books and spent many years in classrooms taught by some of the brightest minds in the world, not to mention the thousands upon thousands of dollars spent on education. The information you're going to learn in the Venus Ratio is one of a kind. You will not find it in stores. You will not find it anywhere else on the internet. It's worth its weight in gold because you're getting what I've learned and studied about effective weight loss, all compiled into an easy-to-read, straightforward system that anyone can follow. The entire Venus Ratio package has a value of $297. But because everything is downloadable through the internet, I don't have to pay to produce any physical books or DVDs. There's no warehouse to stock and no shipping involved. All this boils down to lower costs for me, which leaves savings that I can pass directly to you. So I'm not going to charge anywhere close to the full value of $297. I want this to be affordable for everyone, so I'm not even going to charge half of what this package is worth at $147. The entire Venus Ratio package is yours for a low one-time payment of just $97, which is 70% off the full price. But keep listening. Remember Elena from the beginning of this presentation who broke free from her hormonal struggles and went from 206 all the way down to 120 pounds? Well, I asked her if she would be willing to compile a short, to-the-point guide, a guide providing some of her own personal tips and suggestions that helped her successfully lose 86 pounds and 32% body fat. You can think of it as a type of a Venus Ratio companion manual that you can read from front to back in only a few minutes, allowing you to get started losing weight before you even finish reading the full Venus Ratio book. And to make sure you have no excuse to not get your hands on the Venus Ratio system, I'm going to lower the price even more and give you the entire Venus Ratio system, all of the bonuses, and Elena's guide for just $47. Not the huge $297 price or the already discounted price of $97. Get everything for just $47. To order your copy, click the Add to Cart button below this video, and you'll be taken straight to our secure order page where you can claim your copy and access everything in the next few minutes. I'm so confident that the Venus Ratio is the ultimate answer to your desire to lose weight and keep it off that I want you to try it 100% risk-free. Order through the Add to Cart button below this video. Try it for a full 8 weeks. And if you don't like it for any reason, or no reason at all, just send an email to help@venusratio.com and I'll refund 100% of your money with no questions asked. And you can even keep the entire Venus Ratio package, all of the bonuses, and Elena's guide completely free, as my way of thanking you for giving it a risk-free try. Put my teachings to practice and lose weight, or it doesn't cost you a penny. In this video, you've learned the science behind why other diets could, and typically do, fail long-term, and why mastering leptin is so incredibly important in losing weight and getting healthy. No longer will you float through life wondering why others can lose weight, but you can't. You're staring at a fork in the road. Two distinct directions you can choose. One road is well-traveled. The pavement is cracked, bumpy, and full of potholes. This is the same road you've been on for years. It leads you right back to the life you have now. A life where you keep doing what you've been doing and keep getting what you've been getting. Then there's that other road. Brand new pavement, pristine and smooth. This road meanders gently across new ground. A delightful trip that takes you at your own pace, but delivers you quickly to your new body, your new outlook, your new confidence, paved with my hundreds of hours of research and writing. The road that leads straight to your brand new body, your brand new life. Download that new life below and consider putting the system to work for you. Imagine how great you will soon look and how healthy, sexy, and alive you'll soon feel. And don't forget how time-sensitive this offer is. If you act real fast, you get the entire Venus Ratio system, product updates, all of the bonuses, and Elena's Fast Track Guide at the discounted price. I urge you to take control of your life starting today. You can do this. Here's to a new, happier you. Oh, and one last thing. I almost forgot. The other 3 so-called health foods you should try to avoid are canned soups. Canned soups can make for an easy and filling lunch or dinner, But even the reduced sodium and low-fat versions aren't as healthy as they might seem. Most cans of soup have 450 or more milligrams of sodium per cup, and honestly, who eats just half a can? High sodium can raise blood pressure, lead to bloating, and make you feel very sluggish. Next, granola. With dried fruits, rolled oats, and nuts, granola seems so healthy. But what's misleading is how much sugar and extra calories are in a serving of granola. A bowl of this stuff can easily contain 500 or more calories, and that's without putting in any milk. If you're looking for a way to put on a lot of weight quickly, just eat one bowl of granola every day. And the last food you should avoid is something that might surprise you: chicken salad. Chicken salad can be a relatively healthy sandwich filler if it's prepared with the right ingredients. But many restaurants take the cheap and easy route and fill their chicken salad with full-fat mayo and lots of oil, turning this potentially nutritious choice into a diet disaster. So there you have it. Thanks again for your valuable time, and I truly hope today is your day you take charge of your health and life. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. Click the Add to Cart button below to grab your risk-free copy of The Venus Ratio today.